What's up, guys? Today is day 114 on our journey to 2000, and today I was so close, so close. That's what she said, but I'm not talking about in that case. I'm talking about in chess. Okay, I was so close to an 1800 rating. Look at this, 1797, and then I lost 2 games in a row. So we're gonna go over those games, and then we'll play a game as usual, and hopefully work our way back up. If we reached 1800, that would have been in 2 weeks from 17 to 1800, which is insane, but kind of impossible now, but still got some cool games to show you. And if I win this next game, I become an 1800. Okay, let's go to the first game here. First game, we just started playing, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really like the position I was in, but it was okay. After taking and trading everything, I felt okay. And I just plunder my queen and I resign. Like, just terrible stuff here. So I don't know. This queen's gambit that comes a little late was something I should have known how to deal with by just the same way I would normally deal with the queen's gambit, which is boom, 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 Albin counter gambit. So I should have considered that Albin counter gambit e5 type of response, but I didn't. Okay. Probably because I thought, let's go here. I thought if I come here, like what happens after he takes? I don't really understand what's going on here, but apparently I could check. Knight comes out here. I have e4. I'm putting a lot of pressure here. Rook c1. And like g5 to attack the bishop. And so this is crazy. Like, I don't know, I would have to really analyze this. Like, what if he takes here? Takes. I get this fork. So over here he's forced to take with the knight. I mean with the rook. And if something like this, I have this. And then we're even in material. No, I'm still down a pawn, but there's all of this going on. Wow. And then I'm wow, okay. That's some crazy stuff that I wouldn't have seen anyway. That's why I play it like this. I didn't really see any of that. And then I end up playing the best moves and yeah, just blundering it away. Okay. That was against a friend, the one I just X'd out. Anyway, we have in this game a fantasy variation, and I didn't know the best move here. It happens very often that I'm just not used to it. I'm starting to get used to the best moves in the fantasy. Not letting him have control of the center makes sense, but I let him have control of the center. Anyway, I start developing my pieces, bringing everything out, and we get into this really weird kind of position where I'm playing the best moves. I'm even reorienting my knight beautifully. Like, I actually think through this, and I feel so proud of myself. But here, the point of rerouting the knight is not to attack the left side, but to actually protect this pawn push, which I didn't really notice, and probably to have this outpost for a bit with my knight. Now, I was lucky that my opponent kind of pushed this pawn forward, but I didn't know what to do with the knight. Apparently, keeping it alive because of all these holes was necessary, I suppose. But I don't do that, and instead we end up trading a bunch of stuff. I double up my rooks. I think I'm in a great position, and I missed the vital move. Okay, guys? I spent 1 minute and 30 seconds here, so it's not like I wasn't thinking about it. Not that that's an insane amount of time, but I missed the vital move. I think somehow I can get a checkmate here. At some point, I see this. I see he could check me. You know, the vital move, it's a quiet move. And I think this was one of the first moves I was considering. And the idea here is that if he takes, this looks pretty crazy. You know, here. And apparently there's a mate in 12, which obviously everyone could see. But I don't need to worry about any of his attacks on my position, which is crazy. Like, what if he starts checking me? I could just go to the corner and there is no mate. Like, there's no mate threat. The queen also kind of watches here, and computer even says giving up the queen is the best move here, which is insane. Like, who would do that, right? Let's say he comes here. That's something I feel like someone would do. You have this. Let's say he comes here to try to protect against that checkmate. We have e7. Like, what is this insanity, you know? And then probably here, and that's gonna be made. Wow, like I didn't see any of these ideas. He defends and he blunders. He blunders. To be honest, I don't know how what he blundered. I guess the rook kind of cancels the queen's ability to see there. But then my thinking is like, can't he just continuously check me and I'm in a bad position? I didn't feel like I had enough time to think here, but apparently I could just go out to the open because this is all covered. Like, this is crazy stuff, you know? And then this is too late because this is mate. So I don't see any of this. I just straight up, with 1 minute left, I just blunder my queen. And I just resign. So I lost twice in a row. Feels bad, man. And was that twice? Yeah. And this game, I play with 93% accuracy, okay? Like a Jesus. Like a Jesus? Like a God. I don't know. And we'll go into the French Tarrasch variation. And I knew to bring the knight here. That's the most I know about the Tarrasch variation. But it kind of works out, like, very nicely in my favor. What I like about the Tarrasch variation is that it reminds me of a Caro-Kann, but the knight ends up being on b3 pretty quickly and pretty nicely to defend the center pawn. And I just really like this idea. For some reason, my opponent resigns here. I don't know how I missed this idea. For example, if he tries to come here to protect the knight or something, I can just keep putting pressure on the position. And I think I would be up a pawn possibly here, maybe not. Something like takes. I'm up a pawn. And there's better moves apparently there or something. But yeah, he resigned. So that's my first win, right? Coming back into the game, starting to do well. And every time people try to push for this center pawn push, the Ponziani, I guess, I don't really know much about it. I've started to find better moves against it. I think you have to be a little more aggressive. So I go for this d5 move, and I take with the knight. I kind of screw up here because this bishop is hanging. If he pushed it back, for example, I have e4 pushing his knight back, or let's say his queen comes there. I have e7 maybe, and okay, it's not very clear what to do here, but it feels like putting a lot of pressure onto him. Anyway, that's not what happens. I took with the knight. And again, I should have been more aggressive maybe by taking with the queen. And I'm thinking really hard in this position, and I blunder my bishop. But my opponent doesn't see it. I saw it right after I did it. My opponent's playing fast. I tried to get rid of some of the pressure. And we go into this position with... And I figured my opponent was like 1800 because he was able to make my pawn structure so weak. And that was the main focus. And we just kind of shuffle around for a bit. And I find some nice moves because this is checkmate. Which is so beautiful. I felt like I was losing this game. I really felt like I was losing until he moved the knight here. And then I was like, maybe I have a chance. Like, okay, if he takes here, I can decide which to take. Probably like this. And if he, comes here to target this, I mean, I take the bishop, obviously. So he has to move the bishop. Whatever. Like, I got the checkmate there. In this game, we go boom, 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 boom. Oh, I remember. No, I don't remember. Never mind, I lied. We're just doing regular stuff, and I feel like there's all these tricks when people push the F or C pawn. Now, this is my mistake. This is the C pawn, not the F pawn. There's a big difference. The F pawn being weaker, because there's less pieces that could protect it right away. And he finds the best move, which prevents me from checking and forking and winning the rook and stuff. Okay, so instead the game goes like this, and he kind of gets into a better position, but I trade off, and he just, at the end of that, I'm down 2 pawns. So I try to get into a better position, and my opponent just blunders. My opponent blunders because he takes this pawn, but he doesn't realize when he takes my knight back, his knight falls. So now it's even, but it's not really even, right? I'm up material after taking this pawn, but also it's like equal material, but I have a piece for 3 pawns. Now, this was my best move. I thought after this, I didn't know what to do. Apparently, it looks like I could just chase the knight away. And then take here, and I guess the knight can't really go anywhere. Well, it can come here, but maybe I could just keep threatening it. But I think I have the initiative. I have the push in the position. When I take this pawn, I don't have the push anymore. I don't have the push because this bishop, this rook is stuck. I have to be very careful. But thankfully, he doesn't push his passed pawn that I'm scared of. And I completely miss a free knight to take. And I see that this is down a pawn, but I go for it because I feel like I'm in a better position. And I actually purposefully get forked to take his pawn and just have my rook become free. And this feels like a little scary, but I feel like I have a chance. So I start bringing my pieces closer. I think about every move. My opponent's kind of playing faster. Yeah, I don't make the best moves, but I'm putting a lot of pressure here, and here my opponent blunders. Now, some might think, why not take like this? Well, the reason is now the king can come back. The bishop is pinned, so you don't have a discovered attack, and you're going to end up losing the bishop. Takes, 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 and this is really bad because white can ignore this pawn and start hunting down the rest of your pawns. So instructively, I instinctively saw and took the knight with my rook to go for the trade and basically be winning. This is still kind of difficult. And my desire here is to push my king towards this side of the board. And since this is going to promote on a light square, I'm going to give up my bishop for the pawn. And it works out exactly. We go back and forth for a second, but I have more options. I can just move my bishop around while he moves his king, which allows me to get into the position. A few turns later, we trade, and he resigns. Okay, yeah, this was terrible. My opponent goes for a Vienna, which is what I usually play. And I don't know why I just didn't blitz out this move. I just stupidly, push the other pawn, and I know how the Vienna works. I play it. I know the counter is to attack the center, and instead I still play it terribly. Kind of getting my knights all pushed around, but I was lucky he didn't go for this push right away. So instead, I go for the push, allowing my knight to be a little more secure. I try to trade off, and we get into this weird position where my knight reroutes so the pawn can't push, and just to put pressure on his position. And I just start trying to trade up a few things. Now here, it's something very interesting. I spent some time thinking, and I'm like, I have a passed pawn here. I'm like, let me actually push it through. I push it through, okay? And then I blunder. I blunder because I should be worried about back rank mate. I'm always watching these attacks over here. And because he wins this pawn. But I spent a lot of time on this move. I spent 2 minutes on this move thinking here, 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 here. Basically what you're going to see in the game. Takes, 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 and then the rook coming here. And the idea is that I'm going to find a way to even possibly sack my queen and promote. Now, this is a very tricky position for my small brain. And the fascinating thing of why this rook doesn't work is because of his move. The queen comes back, and he's still threatening these ideas here. Now, I thought this was fine, and he did it, because this is not a real threat. This is losing. This is not a checkmate. I was right to think that. The problem is, his rook can come back and defend his other rook, and I have 2.5 minutes, and at a 2-minute mark, I don't play that well. What I should have done here was very simple. Take the pawn. It's not time to take this yet. And he could to try to promote. And he has all this stuff going on, but I have this. I mean, he would probably move to the corner here. Maybe. Okay, h6 doesn't work because this is still a threat. This and you could see why I should have pushed this pawn a little earlier on. And after all this, it's a very tricky position. But computers thinks it's pretty even. But instead of that, I go for this line, and I didn't see that the queen could come back. And I'm just losing because his king is going to get there faster, and I resign. So that really dealt a blow to me. That really felt bad. And so after that game, we go into Scandinavian. And after trading a bunch of stuff and thinking, again, I don't know why I'm thinking for so long, but I spent 2 minutes on this move. Anytime you spend 2 minutes on a move, it's not a good idea. And this is just bad because it actually doesn't help me get into the position enough. And my opponent resigned. So I just got super lucky. Now this game, I started playing into this Rui Lopez in this format, and understanding that it's okay to be down a pawn temporarily because of this queen move. I could check and I could trade. And I kind of have an advantage here. Apparently, even here, I could have taken, which is kind of funny to me. Because I would expect this to be annoying, but I block. I should have seen these moves. Like, I don't need to really castle, I guess, because there's nothing developed. There are no queens on the board. Instead, I don't do that, and I kind of try to break into the position, but don't find a great way to break in. So we kind of go back and forth, and he has this passed pawn, but my king just gets into the position. He doesn't move his king into the position. We trade everything. Now I have 2 passed pawns in a great position, and he resigns. And this is the game I become a 1797 rated player. I'm going to go a little faster through this. Here we have the fantasy. Again, I should have brought the bishop here. I know this, but I don't know. I was I was scared because I was 1 game away from becoming an 1800. And I didn't even notice my opponent was rated 1705. And after trading stuff here and kind of having this isolated pawn and this weird structure and creating this structure for my opponent, I spent so much time thinking lately. I don't know. I'm like, you could see my time. I spent a minute. I spent 2 minutes. I just had no idea of what to do here. I just had no idea. You know, I'm making the best moves here, but, you know, I don't check this time. And I just completely blunder because he can trade off the rooks. And at that point, I knew this was going to be hard. So I start playing super fast. I have 20 seconds. I'm like, maybe he'll run out of time. Come on, I just need this 1 game, you know? And he just pushes everything, and I run out of time. And I was really pissed. I lost 10 elo for that, but, you know, that's the game. And of course, you should go into another game if you're losing. That's a joke. You shouldn't. My opponent just plays this really weird line. He brings the knight back, and I'm like, I'm definitely winning here, right? And I am. But I don't know how to convert it. And right here, because I was still pissed from the last game, I don't en passant. I see it as, like, the second I don't do it, I'm like, that's such a clear move. That's definitely the best move. Like, it has to be the best move. Like, how could it not be, right? I'm opening up his position more for attack while his pieces are less developed. I don't do it, and then it kind of becomes a normal-looking game. And I start to lose the advantage. I don't see this beautiful move. The pawn is pinned. Like, come on, this is just a typical, like, very easy type of idea. And I just get into this weird position where I think I blundered everything. It's so stupid. I genuinely believed that I just blundered the game. Well, obviously I did because I lose the rook. So I just gave up and took his rook. And I was like, you know what? I'll get 8 points and just lose the queen. It's fine. I didn't even see him coming in and taking my bishop. The other problem is really here. I didn't. So I saw this. I didn't like that he could push this pawn and attack my bishop. But again, I didn't realize that it was pinned. So it was just really bad play. This would have continued the game. And after that, I just end up resigning. So hopefully now we could redeem ourselves and climb back towards 1800. Oh, so close. So freaking close. But, you know, if I spend 2 minutes on a move, I should think about it. Okay, so this is normal stuff. This is not a Vienna. And again, they're going for this idea. We're just going to develop and, yeah. I want to come here. I feel like this is very aggressive. Is this the... Yeah, it is the Panziani. So here, takes, doesn't look good. If I push the pawn here... He could take, I could take. 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 He could take, I could... Okay. Now here. That doesn't look good. So what if we just brought the pawn here, he attacks our knight, and we just develop here? Like, I've been in this position before, but I still don't know the best way to deal with these attacks. For example, this idea kind of falls prey to the bishop coming here, which I don't like. See? I don't like this. But I could kick it out. Something like takes. I like that. Simple Simple but possibly effective. Now, of course, he could attack, but then I would probably just take. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack him. And when he falls back here, I have this attacking the bishop. I have to be careful because the knight could get in with a discovered attack on my queen, but I don't think it really works. And as long as I don't move the f-pawn, I should be okay. Possibly. Like if he comes here, I take. Yeah, I think this feels good. I feel like rapid is just too. Yeah, like I don't think this works. I think I just take the bishop here. Like here, here, here. Like so what? You can't do anything with the queen alone. Okay, like this is a little bit annoying actually, but I'm just gonna take. I'm just gonna take. Okay. Gonna take here. He's gonna take like this, I'm guessing. Okay, my structure is all screwed up. I'm such an idiot, but it's okay. That's how you learn, yeah? By being an idiot. Yeah, I really don't like what I put myself into. I will say it's hard for him to castle too. Come here maybe with ideas of coming here a little later. Maybe my king will live on d7. I want to push this, but it doesn't really work. Maybe queen to f6 would have been better. Very, very weird game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. We'll just move this. I mean, if his knight comes here, then my bishop comes to g4 for sure. For sure. But what a weird, stupid game because I'm playing so badly. This is bad. I mean, this knight can't do much, but it looks like he's gonna castle this way. This looks like such a crazy position. Here takes, and he has the open hole towards my king. Yeah. See, he could start taking advantage of this. What if we come here? With ideas of just popping that hood. Takes. I mean, the position looks crazy. I'm gonna have... Well, actually, at the end of that, I'll only have 2 doubled pawns. Yes, I'll take here. Okay. That was very stupid of me. And I just lost another game. And I did that without thinking too. If the pawn comes, he could just take and it's even worse. So let's take here. I don't know what I'm doing. Jesus. Nice. Okay. Very nice. He could even take this rook. If he takes the... Oh my god, he didn't see the rook move. How do you not see the rook move, man? Oh god. Oh Jesus. I don't know who's dumber. I don't even know if dumb is nice word to say, but come on, man. How do you miss that? I don't know what to do here. Oh, he could have sealed the deal in this game. He could have sealed the deal. Let's go here. Let's just start playing a little faster. He has these rook moves to pin my position. Okay, yeah. Now I feel stupid for putting the rook there. I think I want a castle. But, I mean, he's going to attack with the rook. I think I'm going to be forced to move the king to one side. gonna move here. Damn, this is crazy. Okay. Go here. Oh, that just blunders the bishop. Yeah, I think I'm gonna resign here. I don't typically resign, but Jesus Christ, that was the worst game I had in a while. I played with 69% accuracy though. Yay. Panziani. I had a free pawn. What happens after this though? This is my thought process. Apparently I'm winning, but I'm thinking, what happens after this? I can ignore this because I have this attack. This wins me a rook, yeah? But better yet, this checks him. Then what? Then I have b6. I just completely retreat. d5, attacking the queen, getting into the position. This makes sense as a move to me. f2, still attacking the rook. What if he comes here? I castle. And if he takes b7, I can't actually take here, because doesn't he take? That works, because I take his rook, and he can't take my rook. And that's an even game. Are you... Bro, can't he just, like, eventually take this knight? This looks stupid. This looks crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, what if he takes this now? Ah, then he gets pinned. Okay. What if he takes like this? Queen f6. Wow. Wow. f2, yeah. If he, I mean, going backwards looks a little... Yeah, look at that. Jesus Christ. I'm not saying these are the moves my opponent would necessarily make, but wow, this is crazy. You could just be in a completely winning position. I think it's very easy to fall for these types of moves. So Panziani. I didn't even see the hanging piece. I'm missing a lot of hanging pieces for some reason. Because I was too scared of this, so my brain just completely disregarded this move. But I have c5, allowing him to take, so I could come in with the check, and after he moves, I can... I would be tempted to take here, but I can just go all the way back. I think we looked at this line before in the past, too. That's the sad part. I just completely forgot about it. And one of you guys, I think, Ping was telling me about this, so... The Panziani. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you watched this far, say switch in the comments. Let me know you watched this far. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.